Let's look at some economic intuition of this. Okay, what is y equals to 2x? Sorry, y equals to sorry, u equals to min of 2x comma y. What does it mean? Uh, so let's say, suppose you'd like to make your tea with 1 spoon sugar and 2 spoons of tea. Okay, so you always have this in this combination. Okay, suppose you have s units of sugar and t units of tea. So what is the total amount of teacups that you can make? So 1 cup of tea, 1 cup tea needs 1 spoon sugar and 2 spoons of tea. So if you have total s units of sugar and capital T units of tea, then how many cups of tea can you make? Okay, so if you talk about just sugar, so s units of sugar are good for capital S by 1 units of cups. So it's simple unitary method. 1 spoon is required for 1 cup. So S spoons can fill S cups of tea. So S by 1. So I'm dividing this S by this 1 to get the amount of cups of tea which for which I have sufficient sugar. Okay. So sugar can support S by 1 cups of tea. Similarly, tea can support T by 2 cups of tea. So I have sufficient amount of tea for capital T by 2 cups. For example, if I have 4 spoons of tea, I can only make 2 cups of tea. How did I arrive at that number? 4 by 2. Similarly, T by 2. So T by 2 gives me the amount of cups of tea for which I have sufficient sugar. Now the total cups which I can make will be the minima of these two numbers. Eventually, I'll run out of either sugar or I'll run out of tea. Okay, which quantity will I run out of first will be decided by the function min of s by 1 comma t by 2. Okay, so compare this with the earlier example of perfect substitutes. In perfect substitutes, whatever number I was seeing, I was multiplying that variable by that number. Now I'm not multiplying it by that number. See, 1 is being divided and here 2 is also being divided. So now I'm going to divide by that number. Okay, because I need more amount of tea for my every cup of tea. 2 spoons of tea in every cup means I need more tea. So tea is going to run out faster than spoons of sugar. So I need to divide number of tea amount of tea by a higher denominator, by a larger denominator. So the amount of cups of tea is basically the amounts of cups of tea is basically equal to min of s by 1 comma t by 2. Okay, now you can do any monotonic transformation here. So I'm saying c equals to min of s comma t by 2. Now you can multiply this entire thing by 2. Okay, multiplying by 2 means you will have utility. Suppose utility equals to 2c, which is equal to min of 2s comma t. So sometimes you can just multiply by any real number to get rid of fractions. Okay, so suppose you want to get rid of fractions, so you can multiply some real number by some integer and get rid of those fractions. So some you will be the final utility function could be either min of 2s comma t or min of s comma 2 by t by 2. They are both just monotonic transformations of each other. So technically uh, there is not much difference between these two situations. Okay, one represents the number of cups, the other represents number of half cups, you can say. So when you're saying, suppose cutting, so there's this cutting chai which is famous in Mumbai. Cutting basically means half cup. Okay, so cutting chai is half cup. So if you can make c cups of tea, you can make 2c cups of cutting chai. Okay, so let's say u represents the amount of cutting chai. Okay, so you're multiplying the number of cups with half cups. So suppose some relatives are coming over, you do not have sufficient amount of ingredients to serve everybody a cup of tea. What do? You take out the smaller cups for them. Okay, so that you can uh, multiply everything by 2. So suppose you take a cup of half the size of your regular cup, so in the same amount of ingredients you can make twice the number of cups. So it's similar logic here, you're multiplying by 2, but the idea is just by multiplying by 2, you're not changing the ordering of how you're going to rank the different bundles. Okay, so if every student gets twice the marks, the relative ordering remains the same, so remember that. Okay, so the monotonic transformation does not change relative ordering, and that's why there won't be any effect on decision making of the consumer. Okay, so we'll come to that part later, but today's focus is strictly on being able to uh, graph the utility functions. Okay, so let's look at a few more examples. Now let's look at some random utility function. Utility equals to min of alpha x comma beta y. So how do I graph this? So utility will be equal to alpha x if alpha x is less than beta y, which means y is greater than alpha by beta x. Okay, and utility will be equal to beta y if beta y is less than alpha x or y is less than alpha by beta x. So as you can see, y equals to alpha by beta x should be the division line. So I'll first of all plot the graph and then the division line. So this is my first quadrant of the Cartesian plane, x and y, and then this is my division line, y equals to alpha by beta x. So I don't know the values of alpha and beta, so I'm just constructing a random slope y equals to alpha by beta x. Okay. Now if I move right from here, I'll be gaining x coordinate. So you'll have y less than alpha by beta x, which implies utility must be equal to alpha x. And if you move left, you should have y greater than alpha by beta x, which implies that your utility level should be equal to alpha x. Sorry, यहाँ पे it should be, sorry. यहाँ पे it should be beta y. Yeah, beta y. So when this is true, this is true. Okay, so utility equals to beta y. So here you have utility equals to alpha x, here you have utility equals to beta y. Now I'm just going to make use of that idea. So I'm going to erase everything else. So here you have utility equals to beta y. Here you have utility equals to alpha x. So utility equals to alpha x means if x is same, if for all points where x is same, alpha x is same. So let's say you talk about any utility value u naught. So alpha x equals to u naught. So x equals to u naught upon alpha. So x equals to u naught upon alpha. So this is the line, x equals to u naught upon alpha. And here you will have beta y equals to u naught, which implies y equals to u naught upon beta. So it will be a line like this. Mhm. Y equals to u naught upon beta. Okay, so u naught upon alpha, u naught upon beta. So you'll have parallel lines here and parallel lines here. So this is what your ICs are going to be like.